Hey guys, Tekking here. Okay, so in this video, we're gonna be talking about the Pride Troopers, motherfucker! The Pride Troopers, kinda like the Ginyu Force, except just a little bit more badass. Now, not that the Ginyu Force wasn't sort of badass when they were initially introduced. They became a joke later on, but, you know, when they first showed up, it was cool. You know, Goldo doing his psychic shit, Raccoon beating the shit out of Vegeta, and then Goku shows up and takes out 3 of them like that, so, I mean, it was kind of lame afterwards. But, you know, the Pride Troopers, though, very flamboyant kind of characters. You know, they're, like, striking the poses, obviously based on Super Sentai, kind of the similar way that the Ginyu Force was. And you might think we don't know a lot about them yet, so you might be curious why I'm making a video about them. We don't know a lot about them per se, as in, like, what their individual abilities are. We know the names of a few of them, as well as the members that were shown, and in the opening of Dragon Ball Super, the second opening, Limit Break X Survivor. And along with that, we have some other ideas. So we know enough that I can, like, make a video about it and talk about them. So, first off, let's go through the roll call, the characters that we know so far. Now, the only character that's actually shown up in the actual series that we're aware of is Toppo. Toppo is the leader of the Pride Troopers of Universe 11, as well as that, he's also the one that is the next candidate to become the God of Destruction in Universe 11. Universe 11 is the God of Destruction is Vermouth, the clown god, the one that everyone was losing their shit over. Pennywise, the God of Destruction, so to speak. I'm actually going to get into that a little bit later in the video, exactly how a God of Destruction is created, how one assumes that role, because it's very clear it's not the same way as in an angel is, you know, created, or a Kaioshin. It's something else that seems like some character in that universe actually takes on the role of a God of Destruction, like it's a title you inherit, rather than you being actually born as a God of Destruction. Next, we also have Jiren. Jiren is the one that is featured very prominently in the second opening. We actually just got his name recently, and he's the one that kind of looks like one of the gray aliens, you know, the stereotypical alien with the big bulbous head and the eyes and the ears. The ears actually look very similar to characters like Majin Buu, as well as that he also looks very similar to Yako, and the referee from the Tournament 6, Universe 6 and 7 tournament there. And he's the one that fights against Goku the most in the opening. He's the one that really gets into it, and you can see this red ki coming off of him, and then eventually Goku... It seems in the opening anyway that Goku is able to, like, use his technique or his ki as, you know, it's appearing this red ki's coming from Goku as well, or maybe it's just an attack that Jiren fires at Goku and then Goku just defeats it or something like that. We don't exactly know what's going on, but he's obviously a strong contender here. There apparently was a little bit of a switch done where it was supposed to be Jiren that was going to be the one in the cloak that was going to confront Goku at the Zen Exhibition match. That came out weird. Zen Exhibition match. And instead it was switched out for Toppo. Perhaps maybe Jiren was originally supposed to be the leader, and this was done as a last-minute change. I don't exactly know, but it's interesting to mention. Also, the Pride Troopers seem to be named after cookware, or at least implements that you would find in the kitchen. Toppo is the name for a pot, and Jiren is the name for a range or a stove. So all the other characters in this line would probably share the same similar naming scheme, just like how the Ginyu Force was named after different kinds of, like, dairy products. Next, we do not know the names of anyone else in the Pride Troopers, but we do get images of them. So there's this one image here in the opening where we can clearly see another character that looks remarkably like Beerus. In fact, looks pretty much exactly like Beerus, lending it to the idea that this is another member of Beerus's race. Remember that Beerus is from Universe 7. We have Champa, which is also from Universe 6, so those are twin universes. That makes sense. But this is Universe 11 we're talking about here, and that sheds some light on something that I was curious about. For instance, we know there's a Saiyan race in Universe 7 and Universe 6, but since those are twin universes, does that mean that the Saiyan race only exists in those different universes, or are there Saiyan races, or the potential for a Saiyan race in each one of the universes? And I think with the introduction of not only this character, but also we also have a legendary legendary Super Saiyan, or what appears to be a legendary Super Saiyan that I'm going to get to in a few seconds. So I think it's very clear to note that these different universes all share similar races, or at least the potential for those races exist. So that's something to keep in mind there. This character is clearly a member of the same race that Beerus hailed from. Beerus, of course, eventually becoming elevated to the status of the God of Destruction. I suppose I'll just talk about that right now. So, we see the Kaioshins. As I mentioned in my previous Dragon Ball discussion, Kaioshins are born from fruit. This was explained in the manga. Now, with the angels, we don't exactly know where they come from, but they all very clearly show a similar appearance. Same skin, same hair color, same angel. Well, it's supposed to be, I guess, a halo, but it's always around their neck. They wear similar attire, and they all have the wand. So all the angels are very clearly the same. The Kaioshins are more or less the same as well. They have a few more things that make them unique. Skin color can vary, as well as their attire itself and some of the accessories. The Universe 3 Supreme Kai chooses to wear glasses. One of the Supreme Kais, I think the one from Universe 8, has a more white attire. You know, like Shin from Universe 7 has purple skin. The Universe 6 Supreme Kai has greenish skin. Goas has yellow skin. So there's some differences between them, but for the most part, you can tell they're all part of the same race. Then we get to the Gods of Destruction, who all apparently look completely different from each other. We got a tiny yellow mouse. We got a pink elephant. We get a fucking robot, for God's sakes. The ones that look the closest to each other are, of course, Champa and Beerus, but beyond that, all the other Gods of Destruction have very unique appearances. They're very clearly part of different races. So what I feel happens is how a God of Destruction is created is you have a really good fighter or warrior in that particular universe that's like the strongest warrior in the universe that's immortal. And then through some process, we don't exactly know how it works yet, that mortal is transformed into a god. So I believe this happened with a member of Beerus's race. You know, Beerus was just a mortal at one point in his life who was really good at fighting, really powerful, and then he was elevated to the status of God of Destruction, probably by the previous Gods of Destruction. It's probably one of the duties that they have to actually choose their successor. So Topo is going to be the successor for Vermouth from Universe 11, and that's the case. So it would make sense why this character would be a part of the Pride Troopers, one of the strongest warriors of Universe 11, if Beerus, a member of that same race, had the potential to become a God of Destruction. So that's probably where that comes from, too. Along with that, in this one other scene, we can see two other characters as a part of the Pride Troopers. This one character right here we know absolutely nothing about, has not really appeared at all in the opening beyond this one screenshot, have no idea about the name or anything like that, seems to have a piece of headgear that looks pretty cool, but the main focus of this is this character right here, and we don't know the name of this person yet, but it's Female Broly, or Girl Broly, or Lady Broly. Loly! That's what I'll call her. Loly. Yeah, so, she is most likely from Universe 11. This is not concretely explained, but we do have her displayed right here in her data right next to, Jiren, who's the member of the Pride Troopers, as well as her showing up along with the other Pride Troopers. I think we can kind of defer that she's a member, even though her outfit looks a little bit different from the others, but maybe because she's female, or maybe because she's not maybe necessarily a member of the Pride Troopers per se, but she's another strong warrior that's going to be fighting alongside Universe 11. I think we can narrow down the fact that she's almost certainly from Universe 11 if she's not just one of the Pride Troopers. She's just another strong warrior that they sought out for this Tournament of Power. So, Loly, from what we've seen, is a legendary Super Saiyan. She can transform into a state that's very similar to Broly, albeit just a little bit more slimmed down and feminine, so to speak. Her power is maximum memories, so to speak. We don't exactly know how this is going to work, because this is fucking big. Obviously, Broly has been one of the more famous / infamous characters in the Dragon Ball story, but beyond the movies, we have actually not seen Broly at all in the canon of the story, so introducing the concept of a legendary Super Saiyan and keeping that concept very closely tied to Broly, that's really a big deal, and it's very clear that's what they're going for here. Same color of the hair, kind of a green tint, super muscular, pupils whited out. I don't really see any other reason why they would create this character if it wasn't going for the line of legendary Super Saiyan. With that being said, they might bend the rules a little bit. They might change the lore around a little bit because, you know, Broly was just in the movies and they can mess with it a little bit. And also, it's a different universe altogether. So if they want to introduce some different rules for it, that's fine and understandable. Also, Broly from the movies before he transformed was this timid little boy. He's like, can I smell your hair? You know, and then you get this girl who also seems to be very shy and meek in her normal state before she goes into her legendary Super Saiyan form, which would, of course, indicate that there is a Saiyan race in the Universe 11. But not only that, it would also indicate that, hey, maybe perhaps they're not saying that Legendary Super Saiyan mode could exist as for, like, Goku and Vegeta and those Saiyans from Universe 7, but just to say that, hey, there's another Saiyan race in Universe 11, and their biology is completely different, or different enough that this is their form. Perhaps their way of going around the Super Saiyan God is like, okay, this is Legendary Super Saiyan in Universe 11, which is on the same level as Super Saiyan God would be from Universe 7. Maybe that might be something they're going along with here. We don't know if that's all of them. That's also a thing. We don't know if that's all the members of the Pride Troopers, or even if Lady Broly Loly is a member of the Pride Troopers. For all we know, it could just be like the top 3 or 4 ranked members of the Pride Troopers, and then some other strong fighters from Universe 11, for all that we know. But I think that was enough for me to go on for a video. A lot of theories, a lot of discussions going on here, exactly what's going to happen. I would love to hear your comments below on what you think is up with Loly, and the other members of the Pride Troopers, the mystery guy, the Beerus race person, or just general discussions on how you think the battle between Goku and Toppo is going to go, and eventually the battle with Jiren and Goku. Man, there was a lot of information in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. But anyway, this is Tekking101 signing out. Love you guys. It's gonna get pretty intense. It's gonna get knocked into 12th gear from here on out. I'm getting pretty pumped, so you should be too. Later, guys.